What's up everybody, 40 the Broadway Saiyan here, and welcome back again to my YouTube channel, bringing you guys another video on Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia. So for this video, I'm going to be introducing to you guys on a brand new series for Opera Omnia that I like to call Budget Lufenia Champions. Now, you're probably wondering, what's Lufenia? Or for you global players, you're going to be like, Lufenia isn't even out on global, so why are you getting into this now? Well, the reason why I'm getting into this now is because, as we know from the global forecast, in about less than 2 months from now, we're going to be seeing the burst weapons and the LD weapon era. And then a few months down the line after that, around, I want to say the month of like late September or early October, we're going to see Lufenia stages coming out to Global Opera Omnia. Now, Lufenia is the next tier of difficulty in terms of, you know, hard stages that we're going to be seeing in Global Opera Omnia. And there's going to be some, you know, there's some different mechanics that we're going to be running into. And what I want to do with this series is kind of give you guys an idea of some characters who don't even have a burst weapon and don't even have an LD weapon. And the reason why I'm focusing on these characters is because once the burst and LD weapons come out, EX weapons are actually going to have a higher rate of appearing in the gacha banners. And not only that, but remember, once the burst weapons and LD weapons come out, there's no longer going to be any off-banner 5-stars. So any of the weapons that you pull on the banners are only going to be what is featured. So my first burst, or my first budget Lufenia champion that I want to talk to you guys about, who even up to now in JP has no LD weapon, has only received a rework and an EX realization, is going to be none other than Final Fantasy VI's Relm. That's right, the girl with the paintbrush is actually an outstanding character for Lufenia. I've taken her to several Lufenias already on my JP account, and I could not believe just how amazing this character is. So most of you might already have her, for those of you that currently play global, and if you have her EX weapon, you've already have her boarded, great, because you guys are preparing yourselves for a character that, in my opinion, actually surpasses characters currently right now in JP Opera Omnia that already have an LD or a burst, and she doesn't even have an LD. So anyways, if you guys are unfamiliar with Relm, what she does is, with her skill 1, she has crazy elemental versatility because the element of her skill 1 sketch summon is based upon whatever you select for your summon. So the cool thing about Relm is that if you're up against a boss that has a specific elemental weakness, you can actually take her based on the summon that you take if it matches that element, because whatever that element is, that's what her skill 1 is going to be. So we know that, you know, her skill 1 deals AoE damage with the HP damage being split, and she also batteries up the party currently in global. And then afterwards, her whole gimmick was her sketch ability, which is her skill 2, because she applies the debuff called sketch. It's a frame debuff, and what that does is it places Relm's next turn directly after that target that's afflicted with sketch takes their turn, and that turn is not counted towards a turn count. So Relm had some really crazy ways to actually save your party from taking a lot of damage in case, like, you know, let's say the boss like breaks your party and builds up a ton of brave, and then Relm is able to take that free turn right after, as long as they have the sketch debuff. And then afterwards, her skill 2 becomes its plus variant, which is sketch plus, and if you use sketch plus on a target that already had the sketch debuff, Relm's next turn will happen immediately right before that enemy takes their turn, and then afterwards the normal functionality of the sketch debuff takes place, and she takes her another turn right after that enemy's turn. So she had a lot of crazy turn shenanigans, and not to mention she also had the blind debuff that comes, you know, added with her sketch plus skill 2 ability. So she had ways to not only, you know, save your party, but she also had clutch, she had battery. So on paper, for what we have in global right now, her kit's not bad. The only thing that she's really lacking right now is damage. Right now her damage output is not that great, but when she finally gets her rework and her EX realization, and this is going to happen around like the end of October 2020 for global, when the Strago event comes out, this is the upgrades that she gets. So now her sketch summon will get 2 additional usage. It's also going to be increasing that brave battery, or that brave heal that she gives to the party before she actually attacks, now at 50% of max brave before summon. She's also going to be raising her own attack by 60% during the brave attacks. So now she's going to be hitting significantly harder compared to what she did before, which is what she needed in the first place. She's also going to be triggering a 4-hit AoE magic brave attack before the HP attacks, and then she also has overflow on this ability up to 150%. She's also going to be getting an increase to the speed up effects that she gives to herself and the max brave up effects, and also while she is buffed, she's also going to have a fairly decent brave attack plus with 2 hits, increased total brave damage potency, and then anytime she uses this brave attack plus on a target afflicted with sketch, she's going to be dealing an additional additional 50% brave damage. Now her skill 2, which is Sketch, is going to be getting the following upgrades, which she gets her rework, 4 additional uses. So as we've seen, she's getting additional uses on her skill 1 and skill 2. So now great longevity. So when she uses Sketch, she's going to be battering the party by 30% of max Brave before attacks. It now has 5 Brave hits. It gets a total Brave damage potency increase. She also gets increased Brave damage when she's attacking a target afflicted with Sketch. She can now overflow with this ability up to 150%. And then also the attack up effect that she gives to herself is increased by 20% and also gets an added duration of 3. And she does an HP attack after usage. And then remember, after you use Sketch, it becomes Sketch Plus, which it allows her to move her own turn next to just right before the target's next turn is about to come up. So kind of like a Noctis, kind of an effect when Noctis does his whole, turn manipulation. So remember, she'll take her turn right before and then right after. So she has a lot of insane setups that you could do. And then let's not forget, she applies that 50% blind on the target for 1 turn, and it reverts to Sketch after usage. So the rework itself is already quite good for Relm for what she gets when she gets this on the Strago event. But what really makes her shine is that EX weapon, the EX plus version of her weapon. So we're gonna get right into it. So her EX ability, Star Prism, it was decent currently right now in Global Opera Omnia, but the problem with it is that it just didn't deal a lot of damage. That's really what Relm was lacking. But look at these upgrades right here. So 0 out of 3. She's going to get a total Brave damage potency increase by 120%. She also increases the Brave damage dealt, again, when the target is afflicted with Sketch. She also now has increased Brave overflow by 30% and also increases her own Brave, so she refunds herself some Brave back by 20% of the HP damage she deals. And then afterwards, 1 out of 3, she gets that permanent max Brave 40% up and also permanent 60% attack up. And then afterwards, 2 out of 3, it further increases the recast speed of Star Prism. So at base, this started off at slightly slow, and then it gets the first recast increase, and then it gets another one. So this EX ability actually comes fairly often, so that's not bad. And then afterwards, when this quest now starts at 2 out of 3, she's going to be giving herself 6 turns of 60% max Brave up, 40% speed up, and 60% attack up. And also when the battle starts, per wave, so if there's 3 waves, this happens per wave, she drops the Sketch debuff immediately on every target for 2 turns. So she already has the ability to mess around with turns at the start of the battle, which is insane because, turn manipulation when it comes to difficult boss fights is very life-saving because you could save yourself. Like, let's say you make a lot of mistakes. A character that has turn manipulation can definitely help, kind of rectify some of the mistakes you might make when you're up against, tough boss fights. And then finally, 3 out of 3, this is crazy right here. So when she's using Star Prism, it's now going to be a 12-hit AoE Magic Brave attack plus AoE HP attack delivered twice. 12 Brave hits. Okay, it doesn't stop there. She also gets a total Brave damage Brave damage potency increase, by 960%. That is insane. And this is just an EX plus weapon. Okay, coming off of a paintbrush. So this paintbrush literally goes from like a little dinky paintbrush to like a super auto machine gun. And it literally looks like a machine gun that like rises from the air when you see these 12 Brave hits happening, triggered twice. And it also increases her Brave overflow on this EX ability further by 20%. And not to mention, while she is buffed, her Brave attack is going to become Brave attack plus plus, which increases the party's Brave by 20% of max Brave before she actually deals the damage. It's a 2-hit magic Brave attack, increasing the Brave damage dealt by 50%, again, while attacking targets afflicted with Sketch, and also extends her own buffs by 1 turn, which is cool. And it's actually good for her because, surprisingly, she doesn't even have any type of, unique framed buffs that she gives to herself. But I mean, the upgrades itself is already pretty insane. And then afterwards, she'll also have access to HP attack plus plus. Same thing as her Brave attack plus plus, increases the party's Brave by 20% of max Brave. And then she dishes out the damage. She also increases the damage dealt on Sketch afflicted enemies. This one has overflow of 120%. Also extends her own buffs by 1 turn, and then lowers action delay with this HP attack plus plus. And then lastly, she also unlocks an E-type sphere, weak guard down, which whenever you're hitting the target's weakness, which Relm surprisingly is actually pretty good at because of the fact that she has a versatility when it comes to elements, depending on what summon you have. So the target for 3 turns gets afflicted with a 30% defense down, which allows her to hit even harder. So like I said, this character is insane. This character is better than, pretty good amount of characters in JP, in my opinion, that already have LDs, that already have LD and burst weapons, and she is very Lufenia viable. And the reason why I say she is a budget Lufenia champion is because she only comes equipped all the way with an EX weapon or EX plus, and by the time this comes out to global, it's going to be easier to get those EX weapons, so you don't have to worry about like, oh my god, do I have to pity Relm, yada yada yada, unless of course if you wail on every single banner or if RNG just isn't on your side. But to be honest, this character is going to be absolutely fun to build. I highly encourage you guys to not sleep on Relm. If you have her already in global all built up, great, because you're rearing and ready to go for when she finally gets this upgrade. And like I said, I've taken her to several Lufenias. I remember taking her to the very first Lufenia. I've taken her to the Kurasame Lufenia. I've taken her to the Gao Lost Chapters Lufenia, the 8 Lufenia, the Bahamut Ultimate Trials Lufenia. I took her most recently to the Guy Lufenia. And I also took her to, which Lufenia was that? There's another one that JP just got. It's the most recent one, but I took her to that one. So remember, she's only an EX plus character, and she's outperforming characters that have an LD or have an LD in a burst. So just saying, guys, she's definitely budget friendly when we finally get to that point in time in Global Opera Omnia. And hopefully you guys, are convinced that, you could build up a character and not have to waste too many resources, because Relm is, she's bringing in the goods, to help you guys out for, some future content to Opera Omnia. All right, guys, well, this is going to be the end of the video. Let me know what you guys think of this brand new series called Budget Lufenia Champions. I do have some other characters in line that I'll be talking about that kind of fit into that, particular title, that I've seen, that I've used, and that I've also seen used and performed exceptionally well, despite not having an LD and burst weapon for the specific Lufenia fights that we're going to be seeing later on for Global Opera Omnia. This is 40 the Broadway Saiyan. Thank you again for watching. Thank you for your guys' support. Signing out. Mahal, everyone.